As much as I'll tell people that they need to consider a gaming PC as part of their library and arsenal, I strongly believe that preference is at the end of the day the main thing. I have two comments here that are actually pretty interesting, and I think we need to examine where these two perspectives are coming from and look at pretty much what the PS5 Pro is here to offer because, to be very honest, ladies and gentlemen, I as a PC player know that the PlayStation 5 Pro is underpowered. I mean, we've been trying to say it for a while, that people who are looking forward to it should measure their expectations. But I maintain the fact that if you still want to buy it, go ahead and buy it because it's your preference and it's your money. I don't care. I'm just here to tell you, hey man, here are what the options look like, and here's how you can pretty much go ahead and engage them. So one of my audience members pretty much made a long list for me. So FVJTXFJNX6535, that is their username. I really do appreciate it because the specs for the PS5 Pro leaked, and nobody wants to show that picture. Some people are showing it, but I don't need any smoke from Sony in the copyright department because their Muso Limited, Shell Corporation will strike your video. But this is a comment here. So they put all of the different, specifications. And in looking at it, I was like, wow, no wonder this stuff did not make its way public before the pre-orders went out. In contrast to the way we actually do stuff on the PC side, when anybody brings out a new hardware for PC, they got to bring receipts. What is the performance in flagship games? Cyberpunk 2077, Call of Duty, Tomb Raider. They're just these benchmark games that are super optimized that we want to see what the performance, looks like. But I noticed that on the PlayStation side, they didn't really do anything like that. That's kind of what I was looking at and going a little bit like, man, this feels a little weird. Because now PlayStation has put itself in a position where it's telling its user or signaling to them that it can bring them the PC performance. However, what's happening in the PC performance world is advancements are being made too quickly that a console can never keep up. So that was always the worst, marketing foot to put forward. Let me show you the second comment because to me, I think this really does highlight exactly what it is that I've been trying to point out here. An audience member of mine, Ramon Alex, shout out to you. You said, I own a PS5. In fact, two. Me and my wife, and I pre-ordered the Pro. I have a pretty robust PC that I use for work. My wife also has a PC and she plays on it. But me, I still play on a PlayStation. I have some anxiety issues related to PC due to my job. I can't be in front of a PC and chill. It's literally impossible for me. I'm not satisfied with the performance on the PS5. I'm okay with graphics being 1440 or around it. Don't need it to be 4K, but I can handle less than a stable 60 FPS by means. That's why I bought the Pro. Will it feel the need for me? Well, I hope so, but to be honest, I don't know. I can't move into PC. I obviously know that's the way to go. Every sane person should see this clearly, but this is not an option for me. It's maybe a bad reason, but I'm exactly one of those who thinks that Sony is fishing. So what I've always argued, ladies and gentlemen, and if you've been on this channel for a long time, is that a platform needs to be a platform based on what it's capable of offering you. And that's it. It doesn't need gimmicks. It doesn't need any kind of underhanded tactics. It just has to be able to offer you what makes it unique for a proposition. I built my daughter a PC new to her, old to me, and moved her away from a gaming laptop. She's got an i7, I think it's a 7700K, and an old GTX 1070. It plays Lego games. That PC is already way too much for that. I built her this particular PC. Then my son, he's got a Ryzen 5 5500 and my old 1080 Ti. If I bring out the Nintendo Switch, they behave like this PC is junk. They just lose their minds because they all want to go play Nintendo. It's just because of the platform. It doesn't even really matter to them where they're playing their games. Now, if they want to play their Lego games, it doesn't matter if it's on the Switch, they'll play it. But if it's on PC, that's where they play their games the most, they'll play on there as well. And I think from the childlike side, the one who has no reason to care about the PlayStation or the Xbox from a perspective of brand loyalty, you can already see that the platform providing what the gamer needs is exactly the litmus test. That's all it is. And I think PlayStation basically is bringing out their Pro and trying to sell a pipe dream more than already what is going on. Because the PS5 itself was already powerful enough to get the job done in many cases. I've made this point over and over and over again. I've made it in all kinds of ways. And I've said this, and I will continue to say it. If we go on Steam right now and look at the PCs that are required to play PlayStation PC ports, many of them, if not almost all of them, except maybe Horizon Forbidden West and Returnal, Those are the two games that I will tell you because I've looked through the list. Those games have minimum requirements that are underpowered than the PS5. It's crazy, but it's just the reality. So where do we actually need to take a look at what's going on? PlayStation is absolutely focused, in my opinion, on the wrong thing. I think for the most part, they have just not been able to nail down what their audiences actually vibe with. And this has been their biggest challenge. The hardware was never what was needed. The hardware is just another ploy to push numbers that they've basically built their so-called reputation on in order for them to think that this particular ecosystem has something that it's going to basically benefit from that. It's much bigger than the hardware. Why? I'm seeing folk, even that have gaming PCs, say, even though I got a beefy PC, I still play on the consoles. Hey, and me, even I myself, I will pick up a console depending on the situation and I'll play. Tom Clancy's The Division, 2. The clan that I play with is 90% PlayStation. Dude, I literally cannot pick up the game anymore on PC and play because the game is more of a group-like game. Except I'm playing with some of my friends on PC. But on PlayStation, we have an entire Discord channel that's literally vibing, literally full, 24 hours of the day. If I want to play with anyone, if I want to farm gear, because it's one of those games where you got to farm and you got to do stuff. If I want to do anything of that nature, all I got to do is go into the Discord server and say, hey guys, I need somebody to run a few games with. Is anybody out there to, run a game or so with me? Because at the end of the day, this is pretty much what it is that this particular platform on PlayStation provides me. So when I've told people that I'm actually a PlayStation player, many of them go ahead and look and say, what do you mean you're a player? Like, yo, this is the clan that I played The Division with. Like the server's always vibing and pumping. There is not a dull moment out here. So at the end of the day, where is PlayStation going with all of this hardware stuff and neglecting what is more important than games itself? To me, I just don't see where they're going. They've been money-hatting these games, but these money-hatted games eventually show up on Xbox, eventually on a sale, pretty much benefiting the Xbox player financially. Now, some Xbox players may complain and say, well, we're not getting to play the games they won. I understand, but you got to look at the upside of it. Like a game like Sifu. Like when Sifu came out and it was exclusive to Epic Games Store, I didn't buy it. It wasn't until I saw it on Game Pass. I played it, and as I played it for the first 10 minutes, I was like, I like this game. I went straight to Steam to go buy myself a copy. That's pretty much the benefit of actually getting your games everywhere. So again, PlayStation really needs to focus and bear down on what's important. Xbox looked and said, we don't have what we need to really hold down a lot of our players and attract other players, which is a wide variety of games. We have some, our studios are doing okay. They're, kind of getting their feet wet. So what do? They opened the bank account and went and bought games like freaking Santa and dumped everything on Game Pass. That's why Xbox is where it is. I'm so surprised that the PlayStation community, I'll say the hyper fans, saw this and decided that a criticism was actually, appropriate for Game Pass and the way Xbox was actually approaching its own gaming, while PlayStation was there nickel and diming everybody. It's quite interesting. We're going to see this PS5 Pro come out and we're going to see what games it's really going to play, and we're going to see how much it actually pulls you to go buy a third copy of freaking Ratchet and Clank and such. Right? We were playing PS4. I was on the PS4. I had a gaming PC that could play anything at 60 FPS that the market brought to me before 2020. Any game. And I still played PS games on the PS4 at 30 FPS. That's because games matter. Not gimmicks, not all this stuff they're doing. Nintendo knows the play. They got it down. Xbox knows the play. They've bought it down. That's what they did. It's really like, we ain't going to make it in like the next 10 years, so might as well, woohoo! They went ahead and got it. They bought it from the market. PlayStation, on the other hand, what are y'all doing? Because the money hatting is going away. I just saw another article from Jess Corden, again, about the same thing I've been talking about for a long time, which I'll make a separate video of, but just as a highlight, from now on, Square Enix plans to increase the amount of titles releasing simultaneously on each platform. You know what's crazy? Even Jez and the folk at Windows Gaming are trying to now, continue this particular, paradigm, because if you just scroll all the way down to the end of this article, you know what article you're going to see next? You're going to see the article that actually points out that the legendary JRPG franchise is coming to Xbox for the first time. This is a Koei Tecmo game that was not available on Xbox. Everyone is seeing it. Everyone is seeing that the shift is going towards getting games to people out there. Developers are seeing it, which basically decimates PlayStation's hold on exclusivity. Xbox has seen it. They've done it. They've already basically set up everything for it. All it is now is for you to pretty much go ahead and just, get the game ready. Once it's cooked, it's available for Game Pass holders. It's available for Xbox holders. Maybe in some cases you get it on PlayStation. This is pretty much the winning strategy. We're in 2024. The play has changed. Thanks for watching the video. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.